You know Will Witt?
I don't think so.
You know Will Witt, right, Sam?
No, who's that?
He's like the PragerU's answer to Hassan.
He's like the cool himbo.
Right. Yeah. He's like a himbo. I think I've seen
this guy. Yeah.
Evil Hassan. Yeah. He's anyway. He used to go around to college campuses and like interview like people for PragerU, or maybe it was Turning Points USA. I think PragerU. He would go and interview people and be like, "Oh, do you think Che Guevara is cool? Well, actually, he was a racist and a homophobe, or shit like that." And he's been with PragerU for a while. He's never really succeeded with anything, but now he has a stream, so he's completed his Hassan Piker arc. Let's check out this video where he destroys a leftist's argument on capitalism.
Guys, I'm worried, but I have an open mind.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
You might be about to get red pilled.
I'm ready to get destroyed.
How can these people be right wing?
I'm sorry. I was looking at those comments and then I came back to this. I'm just like, the Hassan. This is not.
No, he's not. Yeah, you'll see.
When they are against corporate welfare, there's a difference between.
This is the Hassan.
It is Hassan.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I know.
Oh, I thought the other guy was.
This guy's not.
Yeah, I was like, he's not handsome enough.
Guys,
no.
I'm not. Yeah, right.
Oh, sorry, I turned it down a little while ago. Yeah,
a little bit handsome here. But yeah, what was the question?
Eric asked, how can these people claim to be right wing when they are so against corporate welfare? There's a difference between capitalism and crony capitalism, all right? When you have corporate interests controlling this country, when you have people who get elected to Congress, who get elected in...
So classic, real capitalism has never been tried type argument here. It's like, yeah, crony capitalism is I'm pro-capitalist. I'm against cronyism. Like,
I'm against all the bad parts.
Yeah, as if crony capitalism, exactly. As if this isn't like the inevitable result of capitalism over time, leading to corporatism or whatever, acting like it's like a different thing.
I love capitalism. Just the results are bad.
Yeah. Also, though, the Goya beans in the background there.
Oh yeah,
in city council.
Oh my god,
governors who get money from these shadow corporations who are basically buying them off. That's not capitalism, okay? People think that this is like some product of capitalism. It's not capitalism. That is our bureaucracy running amok with corporatist money. That's why we're controlled by these corp.
Yeah, it's not capitalism that people who own capital have more power than people who don't. That's not capitalisalism, okay?
It's not capitalism. It's private investment
in
the means of production.
Yeah.
It can't be, guys. It can't be capitalism. Often those companies are owned by Jews. So explain that.
It can't be capitalism. I said it wasn't.
Yeah, can't be capitalism. Yeah, your argument is now destroyed. Okay,
corporatists, because we have these super PACs. Like, that is not fair. That is not fair. It means that the person who can get the most support from corporate interests is going to win every single election.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. Our country is controlled by these corporate interests. Think about in 2016. I mean, we couldn't even get Planned Parenthood defunded.
That's his example of why this isn't capitalism.
This isn't capitalism, but Planned Parenthood exists.
Yeah. Listen, guys, abortions are legal. You think that capitalism would allow that? Well, I mean, if it's going to make a company more money to support Planned Parenthood, then otherwise, then yes, that is.
I love that too, because it's like that's not a matter of corporate interest. No corporation is really lobbying for make Planned Parenthood, fund Planned Parenthood. They're lobbying for lower taxes and corporations are supporting Planned Parenthood because, or support abortion or whatever, because it's profitable for them to appear to do so.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I think the only reason abortion is legal is big pharma's money, is McDonald's just pouring money into these local elections.
Yeah, it's not fair.
That's why most people go to business school. That's why most people get into, the business world. That's why most CEOs start their careers is to make abortion legal. That's the main thing on their mind. That's crony capitalism, baby.
Oh, man, I get so heated by this statement because it's not capitalism.
Well, I can tell he's heated. Just what he's saying does not make sense.
Well, I can tell he's heated because he said that he was heated. Otherwise, I would not have been able to tell that.
Also, this was posted on PragerU's Twitter, and the tweet says, "There's a difference between capitalism and cronyism, y'all." The Will Witt is fired up about this. So
fire emoji.
Yeah, fire.
$1 bill.
Yeah. Could this be the new Eminem?
Capitalism is you have a sandwich, I have $5. I give you my $5, you give me the sandwich. That is all capitalism is. You can explain.
Wait, who made the sandwich? Who made the sandwich? Where did that sandwich come from, Will?
I gotta play that back because that's too good. This is also okay. So I guess this is like this girl's show on air with Amala. I don't know anything about her. All I can say is that she's got in her background a Blue Lives Matter hat and a what's the fuck's that guy's name?
Thomas Sowell.
Thomas Sowell, yes. Mm-hmm. That old economist, the Candace Owens of yesteryear.
What a wild man to have a portrait painted up.
Yeah, for real.
Nixon portrait.
I wonder what that mug says and what is.
Also, thank you, Katzer Nate. You were right to bring this to us. We'll go through this soon.
All right, hell yeah. Okay, let's. I just wanted to hear one more time Will Witt's definition of capitalism.
Because it's not capitalism. It's not capitalism. Capitalism is you have a sandwich, I have $5. I give you my $5, you give me the sandwich. That is all capitalism is. You can explain it in literally 10 seconds.
Feudalism, capitalism, any form of barter, capitalism.
That's like
any exchange of goods or services, capitalism.
I give you money, you vote the way I want you to.
Yeah.
Or wait, no, not in that.
That's not capitalism. Yeah. No, that's like the tiniest brain version of that's like, movies. I'll tell you about the movie business, okay? I want to watch a movie, I turn on Netflix. That's it. That's all there is to it.
I look at a movie.
No more than that. It's my eyes pointing at a movie playing. That's all there is. Like, it's like, there's way there. Yeah. Like you said, Sam, who made the sandwich? Where did the different parts of the sandwich come from? How were they,
Yeah. There is some truth to this in that, like the idea of like labor vouchers, like part of that idea is that like it gets rid of like the ability to like stockpile currency. So like the idea, like that is a part of capitalism that you get to keep that money and stockpile it versus like something like say like a labor voucher where you provide a labor voucher, you receive like the sandwich, and then that labor voucher ceases to exist, which is like a part of the abolition of capitalism. But that is absolutely not what this guy's getting into.
Yeah, no, that's giving him far too much credit.
No, see, I inherited every sandwich in the world from my dad. And then you need to eat a sandwich, and then you give me the $5 that your dad gave you.
Yeah.
And that's capitalism.
Yep. And now your dad can't afford his life-saving surgery. That's capitalism, baby. It's so easy to explain. A child could do it in 10 seconds.
Capitalism is mutual transactions. Crony capitalism is when corporatists are coming in to that same sandwich scenario and saying,
yeah, corporate does sound like a dog whistle of some kind.
I need to hear this.
That's capitalism. Crony capitalism.
When corporatists are coming in to that same sandwich scenario and saying, no, we are going to give this guy $1 off for these sandwiches and give him special privileges so that the other guy can't make sandwiches the way that he likes to anymore. Yep. That is cronyism, which is socialism.
Oh, that's essentially socialism. Wait, that is
the best part too, which is socialism. If you think about
a lost lead.
One free sandwiches, not being able to customize your sandwich. These are all so.
Yeah.
If one guy is selling sandwiches, then someone else says, "I'm going to sell sandwiches for cheaper." That's socialism.
What the fuck? How is that? Oh my god!
Giving discounts to service members on the sandwiches. Socialism.
That's socialism.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a way,
Like equal sandwich distribution.
All sandwiches have to cost the same amount so that my shitty sandwich business can succeed.
Yeah. Yeah.
There can be no deviations in sandwiches. That is true capitalism. All food is sandwiches. All sandwiches cost the exact same amount. This is true capitalism.
Yep. Real capitalism involves a completely controlled economy. Absolutely. Any free market shit is socialism. Yeah. That's the takeaway here. Oh, also, just looking at more shit in the background, that is a pillow of Dennis Prager's head at the very bottom.
Oh my god!
As Sam would probably say, the mouth is probably worn out.
Yeah. That's why they aren't showing the full thing. The lips are like it's just bare thread.
We're gonna have to very sneaky right now.
Yeah.
He's peeking
Coke
over
bottle doesn't say Coke.
Dennis Prager. God, I think it probably says capitalism or something.
Oh.
Well, yeah, because I mean,
I can't tell.
I don't know, Coca-Cola.
Is that Uncle Ben's rice?
It is, yeah.
Is that like, if you take Uncle Ben off the rice?
Yeah, right. That's like an Aunt Jemima
then
thing.
I'm not eating.
Yeah, why is there no Aunt Jemima too? Oh, there probably is somewhere on that shelf.
Wow.
I have rice and beans with my Aunt Jemima syrup on top. You can't stop me, liberals.
What's this guy
Also,
studying at PragerU?
Yeah, what's your major?
Oh no, he's a teacher.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is your professor. This isn't your dad's university. We've got himbo teachers.
Backwards hats.
Yeah. Also, like, okay, this is a theory here, but I feel like this is not Will Witt's genuine home that they're filming in. I think this is a set that PragerU has put together to look like it is his house, just because I'm seeing some thematic similarities between his backdrop and Amala's backdrop from earlier.
Are you saying they're in some sort of compound?
I think,
some sort of streamer compound, a warehouse,
some sort of hype house,
international waters.
Yeah,
put a bit of drywall into. There's no ceiling to get the lighting a bit better.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, I'm imagining that they had to basically they just had all their streamer candidates fight on this barge in international waters, and now they just live all there in captivity.
Okay, so see how she's got a little cup in the background.
Oh, they're in the same room, clearly, I think.
It's like a plant coming out of it. Are they?
Yeah.
Maybe they are. Yeah, the background is the same thing. Okay. But just he's looking right into the camera, I feel like this is supposed to look like they're communicating from each other's homes. Anyway, okay, all right. Maybe I'm just
I want to hear the sandwich thing.
Finding a conspiracy.
I want sandwiches.
Yes, sorry. Let's get back to the important thing.
I got $5 right here.
Well, I got a sandwich, so let's find out what we do.
These corporations work together to create this giant mega bureaucracy, right? So I am against these huge corporations buying out our politicians, essentially buying out our government, and I am for deregulating the market and ending these PACs and super PACs.
What? You literally are asking to regulate the market.
Things done.
Those are literally two.
Rid of these super PACs and PACs and made elections fair, introduce a public option, whatever it is. We would get so much better. We would get things.
I am for moving forward, and in doing so, we will take steps backward once at a time.
He's saying we need to deregulate the marketplace because regulations are what is making rich people have all the money.
Yeah, we need to deregulate and make every sandwich cost $5.
I mean, so there is a very stupid libertarian argument that goes that government corruption is bad, and so if you got rid of the government, then the government couldn't be used as a tool by capitalists, and so corruption would be gone. This is a very bad argument, but this guy's doing an even dumber version of that. That's not even being we have to get rid of the government. He's super PACs would never survive in a free market.
Yeah, this is this is completely nonsensical.
Yeah.
Things so much in this country. Why do you think nothing gets done? Why do you think nothing gets done? Across the board. I mean, Google is the biggest donor, is the biggest lobbying organization in the world. Donates millions and millions of dollars every year. And you know who they're donating to? Democrats and Republicans. They're donating to Republicans too. The same
Yes. Okay. So yeah, what's your point?
Conservatives who come on and say, we support your free speech. We support ending big tech censorship. We're really going to do something about it this time. They do nothing. They're a bunch of rhinos and they do absolutely nothing. They don't care about you.
I mean, like, conservatives have done a lot of like pressuring on big tech to stop censoring them, to the point where big tech is very forgiving of like conservative like propaganda on Facebook and YouTube and Google. If you look at like the top 10 most shared pages on Facebook at any given time, usually like 3 of them are Ben Shapiro and like 5 of them are Dan Bongino.
Yeah, exactly. Like, also, sorry, give me just 1 second. I have to pull my soup out of the freezer and put it in the fridge.
Oh yeah, go for it. Also, another thing about Twitter, they decided not to censor white supremacy on their platform because their algorithm was automatically censoring a bunch of Republican politicians. So like, yeah, I mean, like, this has been a huge thing, right? Like, I'm sure you've heard like conservatives complaining about how, socialist big tech is trying to censor conservatives. Like, they actually give them so much room not to.
Yeah, I don't understand. So they want things to be deregulated so that corporations can do what they want, because they know best. Mm-hmm. And when a corporation bans them because it is better for them to not have them on the platform, then that's bad. So they want to regulate. So they essentially want the First Amendment to apply to companies as well, right? Are they kind of in favor of like nationalizing these social media platforms?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I remember when
it's weirdly a left-wing argument.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Like, I'm sure you like. So a few weeks, I guess it was fucking not weeks ago. This is like back in January, I guess, when all those excuse me. All those conservatives got banned from Twitter. Like, I think that was when Donald Trump got kicked off the platform. There were a ton of like free speech, comedians who are usually like pretty conservative on my Facebook talking about how shitty it was. And I commented on a few of the threads and I was like, yeah, I think that, this is like a private corporation, so they're allowed to, let whoever they want say shit. Maybe we should treat this as a digital public square where freedom of speech laws would apply. And they were pretty much all of them were like, yeah, good point, man. Like, yeah, totally. That would be great. And it's like, interesting. So we should break up big tech and like nationalize Facebook and Twitter and shit. Yeah. Okay. So you're on board. Let's do it.
And then we'll nationalize housing.
I mean, here's my thing. My issue with that
housing is taking away our free speech right now, guys.
Actually, kind of. Actually, kind of. Like, but here's my issue with that argument, James, is that like because like I feel like the way that sorry, I kind of came in there. My roommate put her bike near my room. That made me mad. But
where the hot tub's supposed to go?
No. It should be in the hot tub. But my issue with that is just in general that like I don't totally think that like private corporations should be able to censor people, and like I think that it's like worth like I don't know, I feel like conservatives never like question this, and like a lot of like liberals don't either, of like why are we okay with like we don't have free speech on private property. Like the rights of like private property come before free speech, even though we act like they don't. I mean, I think it's like a worth like asking, like, yeah, no, why does your boss have control over everything you say while you're on the clock? Why can't you have a protest in a Walmart? I feel like that's like the more interesting conversation, or the more interesting place to take that conversation, especially to people who consider themselves, will usually say that they're free speech absolutists. I mean, okay, let's say that that your right to free speech overrides the rights of private property, then, or that's I don't know. Sorry, I came in there not totally knowing what you would say. Yeah, I feel like that's a yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm definitely kind of torn personally on the benefits and risks of deplatforming, because we like. QAnon has essentially been killed by deplatforming major QAnon accounts. I mean, the damage has been done, but the interest in QAnon has gone way down. Donald Trump, kicking him off Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and everything. He tried to make his own website. It had like dismal traffic, got like no traffic, basically destroyed his influence. It's kind of fucked how important these like major platforms are. The internet is to a point where like most people don't leave YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, like the major like Instagram, whatever.
Vampire Freaks, yeah.
Vampirefreaks.com, yeah. They don't leave these major things. So if you try to start your own website, if you get banned from these other ones, you're kind of fucked.
It does. They are sort of like social media does create natural monopolies, in that like no one's using Twitter because of like they love the UI. They're using it because other people are on Twitter.
Yes, exactly. And so I'm torn because on the one hand, I can see and I can think of many examples of like horrible fucking like people getting their message out to a huge number of people, and then once they do get deplatformed, they're completely fucked. However, I can also think of plenty of examples of it being used against the left and like being used against people whose ideas we would want to have a wider range. And I'm not sure where I come down personally. I don't know. I used to be much more on the like don't deplatform anyone ever train, and now I'm kind of like I don't know. I can see its benefit. I'm not sure.
I mean, like,
it's a bit of a poison pill.
I think a great example is like Stefan Molyneux just does not exist anymore.
Another guy, yeah.
And man, the BitChute numbers he's pulling in. Let me tell you,
pretty sad. There are a few people who do well on like BitChute and what are the other ones like Gab and shit. Like basically Lively. Right now there's one main QAnon influencer who's still doing really, really well and getting like a lot of comments and shit. And he's just pivoted full on into like Hitler did nothing wrong, like anti-Semitism. Ghost Ezra is his name. And if you want to check him out, subscribe to his Patreon. But most of the fucking QAnon guys are done. There just isn't traffic. It's really difficult to monetize now. I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Alex Jones, another example. I mean, he ended up doing okay, but he definitely lost a ton of money getting kicked off of everything.
I think he's still a public figure in a way that like Stefan Molyneux is not anymore.
Yes.
I guarantee if you opened his books, he took a huge hit from that.
Enormous hit, yeah. For a while, it was like looked like it was the end for him, and if you watch his streams, he was like crumbling. But anyway,
he was so calm and together before that.
But but they were like, I remember seeing like people posting videos being like, "Is Alex Jones okay? Like, what's going on with him?"
No, never.
They're saying this about Alex Jones, so like, imagine how bad it was. Usually he seems so put together. Anyway. Okay, let's finish this.
He seems
video.
angry. Is this new?
Is this a different guy? What happened? Is this a clone?
They care about them. This is why these big corporations should not be able to give this much money to all these politicians. That's what happened.
God, I forgot what we were watching and how fucking vapid this is.
Yes.
I feel like my eyebrows just got singed off with that.
It's such a dumb question. It's like it.
Oh, they are in the same room. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean,
conspiracy open.
That's regulation. What you're talking about is regulation, and you're not wrong that we should do that. We absolutely should. You're not describing the free market. Yeah,
it's so funny, right? Like usually, like this is actually the same like fucking song and dance that Republicans use, like the Republican Party uses to get like poor people to vote against their own interests, except for it's much lazier and obvious than normal, right? Like normally it's
this is the worst I've seen this argument presented.
Yeah, it's like we need to vote for Republicans because they are the ones who are going to deregulate the market so that they're the ones who are going to deregulate the market and take away the protections so that we can finally get rich and it won't just be the corporate elites.
And that'll bring back $5 footlongs.
Yeah. I want a $5 sandwich.
No, Shane. That's the opposite of what he's saying, because he said, crony capitalism is when you're selling a sandwich for, the reasonable
price for a sandwich.
No, because Subway is can't come in and be like, we're actually going to rapidly change the price of foot-long sandwiches. You buried the lead there. You acted as though all sandwiches are by default a foot long, a foot of sandwich. I don't know what crony capitalist hellscape world you're living in. But
these are the regulations we need to.
These aren't working people's regular sandwiches here, Shane. I don't know what kind of fantasy world you're living in, but most people have, I would say, 8 inches max of sandwich.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Sandwiches? It right with the 7.5-inch sandwich.
7.5.
Right down, because 6 is not enough. 12 is too much. And then what did these crony capitalists do? They buried Quiznos.
Yeah,
can't find them anywhere anymore.
The only one speaking the truth. The proper length of a sandwich.
But yeah,
not regulate that. How can we standardize the length of a sandwich without regulations?
No, it has to be. Yeah, no, that's the thing. If we deregulate it, then it'll be just the perfect length.
I'm not imagining this, right? Like, he literally said his example of crony capitalism in the sandwich analogy is someone comes in and says, "I'm going to start charging, $1 less for
charge less. Yeah,
I'm going to charge $1 less for a sandwich. Drive this other guy out of business." That's how.
That's not capitalism.
No, yeah, exactly. That wasn't melting.
Yeah, that wasn't in my very specific and wrong definition of capitalism. That's an extra thing. That's a consequence of the system that I set up. That should be illegal. But somehow through deregulation.
Here.
Yeah, this is some fucking hardcore brainworms.
He's literally saying. Free market, is this an op? Because if so, this guy is awesome. He's literally saying real capitalism is a completely planned economy.
That is actually what he's saying. That's deregulation. Yeah. Keep in mind, guys, this is the clip that PragerU posted to their Twitter. This is the best thing they can. They titled this "Destroying Leftists' Argument on Capitalism."
I mean,
I'm
lost for words, because it turns out the thing I've been arguing against isn't capitalism. The names I had all wrong. It turns out that was my problem.
What the fuck? I love free market capitalism. Totally planned economy. This is free market capitalism, baby.
And also, with the part, he's totally fucking topsy-turvy, upside-down man, because he says, when the cronies come in and they charge less for the same sandwich, that's basically socialism, right? He says that too. He's
socialism is when you undercut your competition to eke out a competitive edge.
And create a monopoly. That's socialism.
Socialism. Yeah. Competition is socialism. Whereas a firmly regulated planned economy where all sandwiches cost a designated set amount, that's capitalism, baby.
Fully automated luxury space capitalism. That's what we want.
This is literally the super capitalism meme.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. Yeah.
I love it.
It's such a dumb question. It takes 10 seconds to think about and say this is not comparable. This is not the same.
Yeah.
They're not.
He did not put 10 seconds of thought into that.
You should have thought about this for 10 seconds.
It takes 10 seconds to make up a bunch of stuff, okay?
Yeah.
It's that easy for me to say a bunch of shit that doesn't make sense. It's not even
I love this guy.
Internally inconsistent with his own shit. Yeah.
And what was his name again? Tim
Price? Will Witt. Witt.
Comrade Witt. I like this guy. Why is he wearing a Breitbart shirt? I don't get it. Yeah. Is that ironic? Yeah.
He's that's his symbol in the background. WW Live. Will Witt Live.
I've got his Instagram pulled up on my other monitor. I'm gonna pull that up in a second. But
okay.
Oh my God, he has a book.
Post, but yeah, let's go through it. Let's go.
I think he's gonna drop a heater. I'm sure.
There's more to this.
Comparable at all. They're two totally different things. capitalism and this cronyism?
I told you he'd like that question.
Yeah, you were right. I mean, we could do a whole stream, multiple streams about how we've sort of fallen faint from the actual definition of what capitalism is, what an actual free market is.
Yes, it is not a free market.
I would love it if you did. Please
do that.
Yeah,
we will do a whole stream watching that stream.
Please, a full PragerU course.
Nordic country. Go to Sweden. Go to Denmark. Look at how their markets run. They are much more free than we are here in America with our regulations.
Wait, what country?
Shrouded.
Sweden, Denmark. Did he say Norway?
Than we are here in America.
Fallen faint from the actual definition of what capitalism is, what an actual free market is.
It's not a free market in America. Go to a Nordic country. Go to Sweden. Go to Denmark. Look at how their markets run. Okay. They are much more free than we are here in America with our regulations.
Yeah, we are shrouded with regulations.
Yeah, and they have these free markets, and medicine is so much cheaper there because of the free market. Like, this kid.
Universities are free. We would have that too if we just deregulated more.
Yeah, this has to be a bit. This is amazing.
Yeah, I love
this guy's literally a SocDem who's arguing is literally a guy who just said the super capitalism meme loud enough that he got a job at Prager. I love this, man. Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, I really literally practice the NHS next.
Yeah,
NHS is pure free market capitalism.
Corporate loopholes. It's insane. We really are.
I'm not totally against regulations. There are times that regulations can be very good.
Listen, we need to go to the most capitalist state of all, Stalinist USSR. That it was perfect Adam Smith wet dream level free market.
Look,
okay? That's what we need.
No,
I'm okay with some degree of regulation.
Short period of time in Catalonia.
I do believe in some degree of regulation, but generally the free market does things better. The USSR had a much higher standard of living than the regulated America. So,
Just look at the infant mortality rate of Cuba and tell me
that doesn't work. They have a higher literacy rate than us. That's because their market is free.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, go to third world reasons.
Wait. No. I need to hear what he thinks regulations are.
Okay. Yeah, we are shrouded with regulation and corporate loopholes. It's insane. We really are.
I'm not totally against regulations. There are times that regulations can be very good. I mean, go to third world countries and look at buildings. They all fall down all over the place because the government doesn't step in and give regulations.
Okay, somebody watched the Dave Rubin interview on Joe Rogan. Did you guys see that?
No, he's really upset about how sturdy buildings are.
Dave Rubin goes because Dave Rubin is also like a total himbo, right? Like the guy's not a not to be mean or whatever. He's just not a very smart man.
Like he's a failed stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
If we aren't smart, then stick a fork in me. I'm dumb. Okay.
Yeah. Stick a fork in me. Yeah. But I mean, he's on the interview basically there. He was like going very hardcore libertarian, being like, no, we need to deregulate. Like the free market is just gonna like boom, boom, boom. The competition starts kicking in, and all of a sudden everything's good. And Joe Rogan, one of the very few times Joe Rogan pushes back against right-wing talking points, is like, no, man, what? Like, we need regulations. Like, you ever go to like literally exactly what Will Witt is saying here. He's like, if you go to the third world, you see the buildings they make there because they don't have like the right proper regulations. Like, people cut corners even now in the US, and we have all these like building codes. Like if there's no regulations, they're not going to be like safe. And Dave Rubin just completely shit the bed trying to respond to that point from like very like not like a fucking like debate like master like Joe Rogan. Like Joe Rogan is not a difficult guy to get on your side if you're on his program. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I'm 100% sure. Look,
if we had leaded gasoline again, it'd be cheaper. I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm 100% sure that Will Witt is responding to that specific part of the Dave Rubin interview because he's like word for word saying what Joe Rogan said, and like I'm acknowledging this point, but also
for building codes. So yes, we need the government for some of these.
Why we're not libertarians?
Yes, but when you have corporations
you're not
making regulations like
you're socialist libertarians.
You really are libertarians because you're actually socialists.
I mean, classical libertarians.
They are funded by oil building.
That is actually surprising.
Honestly, I think isn't Dennis Prager a libertarian? Isn't he like an open libertarian? I would be surprised if he's not.
Yeah.
Anyway, who knows?
You have a corporate, say you have the biggest grocery store ever, right? And it comes in and makes a regulation and it lobbies the government and says, you have to make this regulation so that it costs this much to get this water heater put into your store and everyone has to have one. What happens when they do that? Well, of course, this big corporation can pay for it, but you know who can't pay for it? The little mom and pop business down the street who's trying to make a living, they can't pay for it. So they snuff out all the competition because they control the market and they pay off the politicians. This is what happens all across the country over and over and over again, every single day.
Amazing. What a king. What a legend. PragerU's answer to Hassan.
Yeah, I mean, have to admit, destroyed.
That was amazing.
I'm destroyed right now. If we're quiet right now, it's because we've been destroyed.
I love him. I loved that. That was so much fun.